Picture this. A man standing at the very heart of power, the spotlight fixed upon him, carrying the weight of an entire nation on his shoulders. Yet instead of choosing an economic battle, or tackling the crises of everyday life that people feel so deeply, he decides to wage another kind of war. A war of values. A war of morals. A war against a noisy rival whose influence grows stronger with every passing day. Keir Starmer, Britain's Prime Minister, has not turned his fire on the shattered Conservatives. No. This time, his sights are set on a very different enemy, a force led by a man who knows how to ignite the streets and stir the public mood, Nigel Farage and his Reform UK party. But here's the chilling question that now hangs over Westminster like a dark cloud. Has Keir Starmer picked the wrong battle? Before we dive deep into this story, don't forget to support us, hit the like button, subscribe to Echo Britain for more dramatic political analysis, and leave your comment below. Do you believe Starmer is fighting the right fight, or is he gambling with his entire political future? The most striking comments will be pinned at the top to spark a fierce debate. Since stepping into number 10, Keir Starmer has carried the mission of restoring trust in the Labour Party. For a brief moment, he looked like the man who could finally sweep away the chaos left behind by the Tories. But soon, a dilemma arose: who is the real opponent now? The Conservatives? Broken, humiliated, fractured. The economy? Yes, but that's a daily grind that wins no quick victories. And so, Starmer made his move. He would lift his banner against Reform UK, the party of discontent, rallied around by Nigel Farage, a man who thrives on uproar. Yet this would not be a traditional political battle. Starmer chose to frame it as a moral crusade, a fight for the nation's very values. And here is where the unease begins to spread. Inside Westminster, whispers ripple across the corridors: is this really the right path? Voices from both the left and the right wings of Labour raise the alarm. Their reasoning is clear. Voters want real, tangible answers to their daily struggles: the cost of living, broken public services, job insecurity. But instead of bread-and-butter policies, Starmer has turned the contest into a lecture about values. We are the moral side, they are the threat. The risk? That Labour starts sounding less like a government fixing lives, and more like a headmaster scolding the nation. Nigel Farage is not just the leader of a fringe party. He is a symbol. A voice for those who feel voiceless. The embodiment of anger against the political class. Every time Starmer attacks him, something strange happens. Farage does not shrink. He swells. His supporters rally tighter, convinced their champion is being persecuted by the establishment. The paradox is stark. The harder Starmer pushes against Farage, the more oxygen he risks giving him. But the conflict is not only external. Inside the Labour Party itself, tension is mounting. On the left, MPs complain that Starmer is wasting precious time when he should be delivering on social reforms and economic justice. On the right, MPs warn that attacking Reform UK only sharpens the divide, painting Labour as the elitist moralists, while Farage rebrands himself as the voice of the working-class anger. So the question grows sharper. Is Starmer really fighting for the people? Or is he fighting to prove his own moral standing? Meanwhile, out in the country, Britain's voters are living a harder reality. Prices climbing without mercy. The NHS stretched to breaking point. Cities starved of investment and opportunity. Against this backdrop, do people truly care about a moral crusade against Reform UK? Or do they care more about their pay packet, their grocery bills, and whether they can see a doctor this winter? The risk is that Starmer's war of values misses its mark entirely, leaving voters cold, or worse, resentful. Yet others argue that Starmer cannot afford to ignore Reform UK. The party threatens to steal away key working-class votes. Their populist message resonates with those who feel abandoned. So what choice does Starmer have? Ignore them, and they grow in the shadows. Attack them, and he risks feeding their fire. It's a political chessboard where every move could end in checkmate. And so, Keir Starmer finds himself trapped. On one side, his own MPs pressuring him to avoid a battle that could alienate voters. On the other, the undeniable presence of Farage, gnawing away at Labour's base. This is not just a clash of parties. It is a collision of strategies, of philosophies, of visions for Britain's future. Starmer's war of values may be bold, but is it also reckless? And now, Britain waits, with questions hanging in the air like storm clouds. Has Keir Starmer truly chosen the battlefield wisely? Can a Prime Minister who waves the flag of morality survive against a populist who feeds on raw anger? Or will history remember this moment as the fatal mistake that doomed his leadership? The answer has not yet been written. But even now, it is being forged, in homes, in workplaces, and in the restless hearts of Britain's voters. Before you go, remember to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and share your thoughts in the comments. Will this battle end in Starmer's triumph, or become the nightmare that haunts his political future?